Hi, this is Kathleen Fanning, and I'd like to share just a little bit from an article that I read over the weekend from a surprising source, the Gloss, which is a fashion segment in the Irish Times. And while the fashion pieces are kind of fun to look at, they always have a few really good articles. So this one, and I want to get the name right here now, it's called The Long Game and written by Dr. Padraic Dunne from the Royal College of Surgeons in Dublin, Centre for Positive Psychology and Health. So that in itself was great to know that the centre, one of the centres for training doctors here in Ireland, has a centre like that. Well, Dr. Dunne writes about something called Coronaphobia, which is quite pertinent today because our figures have jumped up hugely and it's quite worrying. Okay. What Dr. Dunne tells us about, though, is the damage that our fear, our worry about the virus can do to our immune system. And our immune system is a key way that we can fight this. Okay. What happens when we worry, when we go into kind of a fearful spin, is our fight or flight mechanism is triggered. Okay, same thing happens when I'm stuck in traffic, when my boss unfairly gives out to me, all kinds of ways that that fight or flight is triggered. Fantastic when we need it, but unfortunately, we live in modern life on that fight or flight tempo without taking rest. It, like I say, fantastic, but damaging potentially to our immune system. One thing he writes about is something called metaflammation, which is kind of a lowish grade inflammation, which connects to depleting our immune system. It's connected with heart disease, obesity, lung disease, diabetes. And what can we do? We've learned from people in what are termed blue zones, who have been studied for a number of years, who live longer than their fellow people living in, men and women living in the same country. Loma Linda in California is one, Okinawa, and there's about 3 or 4 other ones. So what do they do that can benefit us? Diet. They seem to strongly have a plant-based diet. So cutting back on meat is something we might consider. Also, balanced diet, getting enough flora in our gut, getting those prebiotics, probiotics, the right bacteria in our gut. Really, really important. Movement, surprise, surprise. Exercise every day and ideally out in the fresh air. Cultivating a sense of belonging, a Japanese term, ikigai. And Viktor Frankl wrote about this, didn't use that term, but his experience in the Holocaust, in concentration camps, and how the survivors were people who found meaning even in those terrible experiences, and limiting anxiety, something I'm big at teaching, I suppose, too. Mindfulness, breathing, self-talk, managing that critic in our head. Okay, these are helpful tips and serious tips. Okay, my business is about building, my passion is about helping people to build their resilience, to build their sense of well-being. So this article really spoke strongly to me. Take care, keep well, and mind yourself and mind your immune system. Bye bye.